Monterey seniors? Well, you made it to graduation. This Friday, June 5th, at Plains Capitol Park at 8 p.m., we'll be graduating the Monterey senior class of 2020. Ms. Holdridge and I want to share some information with you that will be of benefit and help you make this graduation ceremony memorable and exciting.
Thank you, Mr. Perkypile. Since we didn't have a rehearsal, we wanted to spend a few minutes and talk to you a little bit about what graduation will look like for you. So I'm going to walk through a little bit about how graduation will work and the recognition piece that we will do before you'll actually walk across the stage and get your diplomas. Once Mr. Perkypile welcomes everyone, your senior class officers will take over and do what we call the student-led portion. This is about 20 or 30 minutes of recognition of our senior leaders. That we will also have the class history read, and we will have our commencement speaker. In this, we will also be doing pledges and the national anthem. So what we ask is for the gentlemen to remove their hats when we get ready to do the national anthem and the pledges. We will be recognizing the senior class leaders, palm, cheer, and our bell crew captains. And we will also give our class history and our commencement address. Again, this will take about 20 or 30 minutes. Once your senior officers are finished, then we will have what we call the adult-led portion. This is where Mr. Perkypile will take over, and he's going to be recognizing some of our seniors. I want to give you a little bit of information on what seniors will be recognized. We will first recognize our military graduates. So if you're graduating with military and you're wearing the military cord, you'll be recognized for that. We will also be recognizing our AVID graduates, our Project Lead the Way graduates, our AP Capstone graduates, our Ready, Set, Teach graduates, our performance acknowledgements. So any students who earned a performance acknowledgement, we will recognize you, and it will also be listed in the program. Any scholarship recipients, so any of the students who turned in scholarships, will recognize you. If you are graduating with dual credit hours or an AP graduate of 3 or higher on your AP exams, we'll be recognizing you. Our highest honor graduates, which will be 4-point and above, we will recognize you. And as you're standing, we will also recognize our honor graduates, which are 3.5 and above. So highest honor graduates will stand, and the honor graduates of 3.5 to 3.99 will be asked to stand and join them. Along with recognizing the graduates, Mr. Perkypile will do a lot of introductions. So he's going to be introducing and recognizing your parents and guardians. He will also introduce and recognize all the platform guests, which will include our LISD board members and administration. He'll be introducing the counselors, and so there's several introductions. The most important piece to this part is that you know that you'll be standing and sitting a lot. So there will be a lot of introductions in this beginning portion of the graduation. So you'll just kind of be prepared and listen for when you need to stand and sit. Once we finish with all the recognitions and introducing our graduates in the different groups, we're going to start our graduate countdown. So we'll be recognizing our top 10 graduates down to our valedictorians and salutatorians. Once we do that, then we will prepare for you walking across the stage and getting your diploma. This is a piece where we'll take a few minutes and prepare the stage, and you will have your ushers that you will be watching. And Mr. Perkypile will talk to you a little bit more about those ushers, but those ushers will tell you when to stand up in each line and where to stand as we prepare to walk across the stage and get your diploma. One of the most important pieces is when you find your seat, when you arrive at the Lowry Field on Friday night, find your seat card. That name card is what is going to be used to announce you for graduation. So when we line up for you to walk across the stage and get your diploma, you want to make sure you have your seat card. I think at this point, Mr. Perkypile will take over and he'll talk to you a little bit about logistics and some more information on preparing for Friday night.
The very first thing I need you to do is go into your email, on your student email or your parents' email, and find this sheet that Ms. Holdridge sent out last week this email, which tells you everything that you need to know to be prepared for graduation on Friday evening. I'm going to hit a couple of high points and some very important points that maybe not everyone is aware of. As you know, for the first time ever, the graduation this year is a ticketed event. This is ticketed because we are in the middle of a COVID-19 crisis, and we will be maintaining social distancing. Along with that, it is recommended or suggested, if you feel comfortable, to wear your face cover during the ceremony. You are welcome to do so. Social distancing among graduates and their families must be maintained at all times. Plains Capital Park is a clear bag policy place. You can only have a clear bag to bring goods into Plains Capital Park. That is for your parents. The only thing you as a graduate need to remember is don't bring anything. Leave your cell phone in the car. Leave your cell phone and any other things with your family prior to arriving at Plains Capital Park. The only thing that you'll be allowed to keep on your person will be your car keys. So those of you that drive yourself, you will be allowed to keep your car keys on you, but leave your phones in your cars when you come in. As you come into Plains Capital Park, you will park on the south end where your parking pass suggests, behind the Jumbotron. At that point, you will meet some checkers who will ask you to open your robe, to double check, to make sure that no one's carrying anything that could be disruptive to the graduation ceremony. After that, you will be escorted to your chairs. As Ms. Holdridge said, we will be in alphabetical order, but we will be spaced in order to maintain social distancing. So you will go to your chair, you will look on the back of your chair, and it'll have your card with your name on it. You'll peel that off and you'll hold that in your hand. All students need to be at Plains Capital Park, Lowry Field, no later than 7:15 p.m. We will begin on time at 8 p.m. no matter what. If you're a late arriver, we will do the best that we can to fit you into the ceremony, but you will be at the back of the ceremony. So please try to be on time at the south end, and then your parents will park on the side, either the west side if their tickets are west, or the east side if their tickets are for the east side. Again, nothing should be brought except for your car keys. Make sure that as you enter the stadium, you will be ushered to your seat on the football field. Once you are taken to your seat, that's it. I know it may sound like it's a long time, 45 minutes to sit and wait. It's really not that long. You'll be looking around, you'll look up in the stadium, you'll be absolutely enamored and mesmerized by all the events going on around you. But what I ask you to do is stay in that seat. That's the only way that we can guarantee everyone's safety and that the governor will allow us to have our graduation ceremony as a group. We're one of the few districts in the state and in the country that's actually being allowed to do this, so we want to make sure that we do it right. With that said, please go to the restroom before you come to Lowry Field. The restrooms will be 150 to 200 yards away. We will not be escorting people to the restrooms, and we can't let you go by yourself, so please make sure that you take care of that. If it's a hot day, which it's going to be summer, so it's probably going to be warm, you will have a bottle of water under your seat that will be available for you should you need it. When you are asked to line up, an usher will ask you to stand. It'll be Mr. Garcia and Ms. Burke, and they will ask you to stand. At that time, your row will stand. You will move to the east side. There will be teacher ushers on the side to help you maintain social distance, and then you will cross in front of the stage. You will not be walking up onto the stage as we'll be on the football field. You will walk in front of the stage. When you walk in front of the stage, I'll be in front of the stage. Normally, we would shake hands and have our picture made. This time, we will not shake hands due to COVID-19. However, you will stop on a mark, which I'll show you when we get there, and you will turn and you will face the television camera and the photographer, and they'll snap your photo. At the same time, remind your parents that your photo and your video will be up on the Jumbotron at that time. So that will be the best place to get your picture made. After you've had your picture made, you will exit off to the counselor's table where they'll actually hand you your diploma. Prior to having your picture made with me, a school board member will hand you a diploma cover, and then you'll receive your diploma after you exit stage right. Then you will be escorted back to your seat. The interesting thing about this is we will have some of our classmates, for whatever reason, that will not show up for graduation, whether by choice or a life circumstance. in that case, what we will do is you will stay in your seat prior to walking up to receive your diploma, and so there may be a seat or two empty on your row. When we do go back and sit down, we will fill every available seat. So you don't have to worry about keeping empty seats. The ushers will help you fill each available seat until we finish the graduation ceremony. This is a little bit new. The whole thing is new. So at the end of the ceremony, normally what we would do is we would stand up and we'd all throw our hats in the air and then we would just leave the building. Well, we aren't able to process in to pomp and circumstance like we normally would for graduation. So what we will do is we will recess out. And this helps us in two ways. It gives us the formality of pomp and circumstance, even though it's happening at the end. And it also makes sure that no one has a bad seat in the stadium, because you will exit after everyone has received their diplomas and we have announced you as confirmed graduates of the class of 2020. Then what we will do is we'll start again on the front row. The ushers will have you stand. You will walk to a sideline. The ushers will guide you around the sideline, down to the end of our last graduate row, across the field to the east side, in case your parents are on either side, and then you will come all the way down the east side to the south to the red carpet, where you will exit out of the stadium by the Jumbotron. Now, as we're going through the graduation, I and some other administrators will have a bullhorn. We'll have the ability to communicate some of these expectations for you. We just wanted to create this video so that you had an idea going in. Once we have gotten through the graduation ceremony, you've been escorted around the stadium and allowed to leave up the access ramp south of the Jumbotron. At that point, you're free to go. What we ask for you to do at that point is go. Due to the circumstances with COVID-19, we are not allowing anyone to congregate for pictures and that sort of thing like you normally might do at the United Supermarkets arena. So what I would suggest is that you plan those events outside of Plains Capitol Park, Lowry Field, at your house, wherever you want to do that. We want you to have a wonderful graduation experience, but we also want to honor the governor's wishes and his directives on how this graduation should go. We're very excited to be able to present to you a graduation in 2020. We think it's going to add some real excitement and some real joy to what has been an odd senior spring semester. I thank you in advance for showing up on time, for doing what Monterey always does, which is show up, be classy, and have the best graduation in Lubbock. And then I can't wait to see what happens for the rest of your life. So as you arrive at the stadium on Friday, June 5th, no later than 7:15, I would try to arrive about 6:45 in case there's traffic issues, which there very well could be. And remember, we will start on time at 8 p.m., so make sure that you are there. If you have questions between now and then, you can certainly reach us at the school or email me, and we'll try to handle those. However, we will go over this again as you arrive between 7:15 and 8 p.m.
Mr. Perkypile, if I could just add in a couple more reminders before we close our video today. One is that we will follow our usual dress code for LISD, but the other one is because we are graduating on Plains Capitol football field, we cannot have any shoes that have a heel on them. The only shoes that are allowed on the field turf are wedges or flats. So females that had planned on wearing high heels, please make alternate plans for those. They are not allowed to be on the field. And then the last reminder is when you enter the Plains Capitol Park to come down with the graduates, please remember, as Mr. Perkypile said, the only thing that can be on your person are keys. Any purses, cell phones, items, personal items must be left with your family or left at home. So please remember, only keys are going to be allowed on the field. And then just remember the dress code policy. Thank you.
We can't wait to see you Friday night, seniors. You've done a great job, you've earned this, and you deserve it, and we're happy to celebrate with you. Thank you.